Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to give the update. So they finally released the timeline of events for Mica Miller. Very interesting. And I do think now that they released it, I do think that was a dispatch call. So yeah, I think that was. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll probably play it later in this live. But they say body in the water, and it matches up to the time that on the timeline that they find that the person finds her in the water. So yeah, well, I'm gonna read through the timeline of events. It's very sad because so if he wasn't involved, I'm still not 100% convinced in it because of the corruption that they say that county has, and they always rule it like that. So I mean, they definitely could make things that aren't. But even if we do find out that she did do this, the person that not forced her, that made her come to this point was him, all his abuse and stuff. And the sucky thing is he's gonna get away with it. He's gonna get away with just keep doing this to women and making them feel like that they don't have any other option left but to take their own life. It's ridiculous. Like, there still needs to be justice regardless of what is the truth on what happened that day. There needs to be justice for her because what he did to her, I'm sorry, it's against the law. Um, Sarah, thanks. Hey, Lexi. Okay, so I'm gonna read the article. I don't know if they're gonna do like a press conference. I'm thinking maybe they're not. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. They said this evening, so it's not evening obviously yet. So, but they did at least come out with a timeline. So let's go over that, and then if they do end up doing like something this evening, I'll hop back on. Okay, so let me share my screen. I'm gonna read over this timeline that they released with 15 news. Supposedly she went to a pawn shop, purchased the gun that day. But here, we'll go over everything here. Yeah, and supposedly why she called 911 is so her family would know where to find her, I guess, is the story that they're saying. Okay. So this new security footage timeline of events, detailed day of Mica Miller's death. Says the Robeson County Sheriff's Office has released new findings into the death investigation of 30-year-old Mica Miller of Myrtle Beach. Miller died by unaliving on April 27th at Lumber River State Park, according to Robeson County Medical Examiner Dr. Richard Johnson. Miller died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Dr. Johnson said, based on the nature of the wound, that it is consistent with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and it was not in the back of the head, as it has been speculated. So this is the meeting. Okay, so here's the thing. April 27th, Mica Miller's whereabouts, 2:54 p.m. 911 call was made from an 843 area code number. Or I said 843 area code number. Mica Miller asked if her phone would be located and then threatened to take her own life. Mica hung up the phone before further information could be gathered by dispatch. The telecommunicator tried to call Mica back multiple times and was unable to make contact. Here is from Ring. It's saying Mica seen leaving a residence in Myrtle Beach, April 27th, 2024. So this was at 11 a.m. Okay. 3:03 p.m. Robeson County deputies were dispatched to the Lumber River State Park for well-being check and attempt to locate Mica. And that dispatch starts at like 3:01, like a little bit after 3 around this time. Contact was where they say the state park. There's an incident at the state park. So if you remember that dispatch, that's right at around little after 3 that they say that. Anyway, contact was made with the Lumber River State Park superintendent. Deputies request phone ping. So that's 3:20. So 3:31, deputies arrive at Lumber River State Park and begin the search with state park rangers. 3:33, Robeson County Sheriff's Office, Aviation Division, Air 3 and then the SUAV drone were dispatched to Lumber River State Park. 3:42 p.m., telecommunicator contacted Verizon to request an update location ping. 3:50, detective with air arrived at Lumber River State Park. While conducting an aerial search, detectives were approached by a person who said he found a bag while fishing with Mica's ID inside. So that guy was all on it. I mean, that guy was real too. That was on Facebook posting, so that was true too. Detectives took possession of the bag. The Robeson County Sheriff's Office findings said this person heard crying while fishing and then a gunshot. The person stated he went further into the slough where he found the bag about 2 feet from the water's edge. 4:23 p.m., an individual contacted Robeson County 911 and said he located a body in the water. He had been fishing on his kayak when he found the body. Searching deputies secured the area for an investigation. 5:30, Chief of Detectives for RCSO arrives at the incident location. 5:54, detectives and RCSO arrive at the incident location. The medical examiner was contacted and requested. CSI technician photographed the area of investigation to include the vehicle belonging to Mica Miller. Items of evidence were collected from her car and the incident location. 7-Eleven, firearm is located in the water. So that was in the water. So I don't know when they said about in the car. I'm not sure what that was about, but we'll listen to it again now, knowing this information and see what we can make out of it. But this says Robeson County Sheriff's Office investigation. 7-Eleven, a 6-hour 9mm firearm is located in the water, and it gives the serial number. Detectives also shared Ring camera footage, which showed Mica at a residence on Margarita Drive in Myrtle Beach at 11 a.m. on April 27th. Security footage then showed Miller at Dick's Pawn Shop on Mr. Joe White Avenue in Myrtle Beach at 12:13 p.m. So she's getting a gun. Dick's Pawn Shop. You can see the gun case right here. I don't know. Is she looking up at the camera right here, or is she looking at guns or something that are up there? I don't know. Officials also released findings of her husband, John Paul Miller's location. The investigation revealed that John Paul traveled to Charleston for a sporting event on April 26th, the day before Mica died. This was proven through eyewitnesses and license plate readers. Detectives confirmed he stayed overnight in the Charleston area. So it's showing them, proving that where he was. John Paul Miller returned to Myrtle Beach on April 27th while traveling to and from Charleston. He was with other people. Friends and family held a rally Sunday out front of Solid Rock Church. And then it talks about they had the Memorial Sunday. And then at the same time, a memorial service was hosted by Mica's estranged husband, Pastor John Paul, was held at Solid Rock. And then, of course, we saw that on Monday. We saw yesterday where Pastor John Paul was released from his ministerial functions for a time of healing, counseling, and guidance pursuant to our governing instrument. The church's website was also suspended over the weekend. If you or someone you know is struggling, you could call the Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988. It's available in English or Spanish 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, so I have one more article to read, but where it talks about right here. So it says, I'm about to kill myself, Mica Miller told authorities in a 911 call. So supposedly I guess that Cody was right, if at least of what he heard. Now, I know there's still some people that think maybe this is all a setup and they're corrupt and it didn't happen. I'm not sure what to think, but says Mica Miller called 911 on April 27th and told authorities she was about to kill herself, purchasing a gun that same day. Robeson County authorities said on Tuesday, I'm about to kill myself and I just want my family to know where to find me, Miller said in the call, according to authorities. That was at 2:54, and by 3:03, deputies were sent to Lumber River State Park where her body was found. Relatives of the 30-year-old Myrtle Beach woman were given the information during a meeting with Sheriff Bernice Wilkins and other investigators. And then it says, Robeson County Sheriff deputies on Tuesday outlined exactly what happened in the final hours of Miller's life, details surrounding the Miller's estranged husband. So we already saw that. And it says, Miller's estranged husband, John Paul, was invited to attend Tuesday's meeting with the family, I'm guessing, when they were going over the timeline of events, but declined. His attorneys requested North Carolina officials deliver news of their findings to him at his Horry County home. Authorities confirmed on Tuesday that John Paul spent the night in Charleston at the time of his wife's death. Miller was senior pastor at Solid Rock Church in Market Common and was relieved of his ministerial duties on Sunday. He was served divorce papers 2 days before Mica's unaliving. And it says, News 13 crew was on hand as relatives left Robeson County Sheriff office complex, but they did not speak to media. Miller's mother and others were among those at the meeting. Thank you guys. We appreciate what you're doing, a male member of the group said as they left the meeting. Gun purchased less than 3 hours before Mica's death. Mica purchased a gun at an area pawn shop at 12:32 p.m. on April 27th. And authorities discovered a search on her phone for National Park near me that identified lumber as the closest location. This is a developing story. Okay, so now that we know that, I want to play that dispatch call again and just see. Now we listen to it, kind of hearing it a little bit different, knowing that the timeline of stuff. So hold on one second. And then I want to go over some of the stuff that I was gathering last night before this all came out. Like, I'm sure you guys saw the text messages between John, JP, and that girl, which we're going to go over those. We're going to go over a couple of news clips where they're different, like, interviews of friends of hers and stuff like that. But first, I want to play that dispatch call. It's only a couple minutes. I'm going to play the pre-record I made. So, all right. 1 second, guys. I'm going to get it right to the part we need. Okay. Let me share my... All right, here we go. Let's listen to this now that we have a better idea of the timeline.
Robeson 2-seat.
26.
1014, we made contact with someone from the state park. They advised he's going to check the pier that he's familiar with, and he's going to call us back. I'm still unable to get that female back on the line.
1311 Robson. 10-5, be 10-6, Michael 34.
Jackson also. Give me a 21 reference further on my...
1311 Robson, I'll be 1017, LEC.
10-4.
1112 Robson.
11-12.
En route to RCJ, 1 mil.
86 Robson. Tipple, in reference to 1042 Blue, unable to make contact with anyone at the door. Next door neighbor advised that the party that was walking down the road was waving a shirt in the air, did not have a firearm, and he's left it further walking. I'm 10-8. I'll be en route to the next call.
4.
10-4, the Arlington.
10-4. Robeson B86.
Go ahead.
10-4, wind clear, have communicating threats for us and road.
Robson, I'll be 1023. 10-4. None case. Just be advised inside this vehicle is a hanger.
Correct. Caden Drive, 42 Caden Drive. It's going to be off Prospect Road.
86 Robinson. Tipple, in reference to the communicating threats call, Carver accident advised the incident has occurred originating in Cumberland County. Legal action has been advised for Cumberland County. I'm 10-8 from that call, and we're still en route to veterans. 86 Robinson. 1023 veterans. No reason why alarm was activated. I'm 10-8.
10-4.
Alpha 116.
Boy, have y'all been able to make a locate yet?
2-9 Robeson. Proper action.
5.
Have y'all made a locate yet?
And fool, you're right on top of us. There's a body in the water.
10-4.
We got it, RBD. 1221 Rawson.
1221.
10-4, where's the RBD? Same has been searched and secured this time. Is there a key holder going to be en route for filing a report on us?
Stand by. We'll make contact with alarm company.
Stand by, Robeson, 1221. 1221.
Okay, Robinson. 10-8-17 Plaza.
Robeson.
Show me a route to your track on Princess.
2-9 Robeson. Proper action advised all parties. You can clear same. You can attach with your alarm on Carthage.
4.
So I'm confused. I don't know. I think some of this is pertaining to it, and then some isn't, because it's like all the dispatch calls it, and he's skipping around at different times. But I think the ones that are definitely pertaining is where they're trying to get the female back on the phone, because we know that she called, so they're trying to get her back on the phone. They can't locate her. They're trying to locate her. I think that's what they're talking about when they're trying to locate her. The body in the water is definitely about her. And then I even think the gun, I don't know, the handgun in the car, I still think that could be, maybe there's like a bad communication, or maybe it was after they got the handgun and then put in the car. I don't know. What do you guys think, the handgun in the car thing? If that's, because I mean, it was a handgun, and I still think that could be related. That could be a part of it somehow, just like either they had got it out of the water and put it in the car and it's secured or something, or I don't know. But I think for sure the body in the water is hers, because it lines up with the time. The state park, when they get called out, the beginning of that dispatch, they're talking about the being called out to the state park, and that, they went there because she called 911, and she said that, or they're saying that she's, they tracked her to that park, and then she was looking up national parks and stuff. But yeah, so I think that at least those things are definitely pertaining to this incident for sure. I just wanted to replay it. Okay, so, and then there's a lot I couldn't understand, and what I was going to do is I was just going to like cut out like all the other stuff and just cut out those main parts and put them together. But then I'm like, you know what? I can't understand some of this. So what if there is other stuff I'm not understanding, and then other people can make out what it is? So I just kept it all in there just in case if there was something that I was missing and I just didn't think it was related, and it was. So I just kept it all in there. But anyway, so that's that. Now have you guys seen the text messages between JP and that girl from the restaurant? Pretty freaking slimy this guy is, okay? So these came out yesterday. Let me show you. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already seen it if you're following the case, but yeah, it's definitely he's definitely a slimy guy. All right, let me bring it up here. So it says, "What do you do?" This girl is asking him, "Hey, what do you do?" to JP. "Well," she says, "well, LOL." He says, "I'm a senior pastor of Solid Rock at Market Common, and I'm a headmaster and founder of Faith First Academy. I'm going through a divorce due to my soon-to-be ex-wife is bipolar and schizophrenic and left town after she got out of mental hospital for the 7th time. I'm also an owner of Crocodile Rocks at the Broadway at the beach." And then he sends her a link to his one of his sermons. What a freaking narcissist if I ever saw one. Anyway, and then wait, hold on a second. Okay. She says, "Okay, this one isn't bad, but that's all you're getting right now." And he says, "Wow, you're super hot. I love it. Thank you so much." And he says, "I'm trying. I think I need a a bikini pic of you. And she says, LOL, I don't know if I really have any. And he says, come on. Okay, no bikini. Wink. She says, LOL, I think most of the time when I'm in a swimsuit, I'm also in a mermaid tail. And he says, are any of my pics going through? She says, nope. He says, do you have one with just the mermaid tail? And she says, haha, I don't think I do actually. And he says, give me something. I'm still trying to send pics. And this was February. Hold on, it has a date, right? It's like the February 22nd or something. Hold on. Yeah, February 23rd. It says a woman from Robbie Harvey. He's been covering the case really good. It says a woman has come forward with text messages from John Paul Miller. She says he visited her restaurant on February 23rd and he left his number. Remember, according to court documents, February 23rd is the same day JPM filed for support and maintenance. Notice the signature. Oh yeah, here. There's the receipt too. Hold on. Well, it's right here, but I have right there. What do you leave her? $20? Yeah, it's almost half. Almost 50%, not quite, but okay. So now I want to play. Oh, look at this too. So let me say hi to a couple of people though. Hey Scott, what up? Hey Wolfpack, Wing Beats. Hey Cassie, Whit James. So what do you guys think? Let's do a poll here. Because I'm just curious because I have seen some people talking on groups and stuff that I just looked really quick before I hopped on the live just to see what people were thinking about this news. I'm just curious if are people buying this 911 call? Like I've seen a lot of people thinking that since the Lumberton is known to be corrupt, that they could have like somehow. I don't know if they go as far to just make up a recording of her though. That would be, I don't know. I mean, I know they have those AI voices, but I don't know if I would think more that they say they have a recording and maybe there's no recording that exists. But you would think that the family would request, I want to hear that recording. So I don't know if I would go as far as to think that they would just like AI her voice, but they could leave out stuff that makes it seem like it is something that it's not. You know what I'm saying? They could basically select what they are going to release and maybe hide some stuff that could give a bigger complete picture. I could see something like that going on, but I don't know if I don't know. I guess nothing's impossible, but I don't know if they go through that much to like, because you would have to have the 911 operators involved. You would have to have like so many people involved to, if they like, I'm talking about if they just like made up, because some people are like, oh, did they like AI or voice and like make up this recording? I'm not thinking that, but I guess it's possible. Now the gun buying that, yeah, I definitely, JB, 100% that could have been for self-defense. That's what I thought. I was like, dude, she could be buying that for self-defense, but I want to hear that recording. Because that's what's the part that it's like, if they have a recording of her saying that, but what if they have a recording and they only clip out that part? And if you hear the whole thing, it might be different. Like, what if it's more like somebody's here and they're threatening me and I'm just going to, or something like that. And then they just like take out a part of it to make it look like something that it isn't. That could be a possibility. All right, let me do a poll though. And then we'll go over the rest of the stuff I wanted to share. Wait, maybe I'll just say, do you think she unalived herself? It'll just be simple. I'll just keep it simple. I just want to see, after all that out, what you guys still think. I don't know. I'm like in the middle. I don't know what to think about all this. Because from what everybody was saying, that's not her. She was moving on. So it just seems hard to believe that she would do that. Like hearing what everybody's been saying that knows her. It's like, it doesn't seem like she was at that place where she'd be doing that. Oh, really? Let me see if I could find it. Cool. I didn't know that they released the 911 call. Hold on a second. I bet you I could find it. I didn't even try to look because I didn't think it was. Hold on a second. Let's see, guys. I just was like, no, they're not going to release that yet. But if you're saying it's out, hold on. Let me see. I'm sure I'll be able to find it here. If it's out. I just kind of hopped on a live. I didn't. No, I haven't heard it. Well, somebody send it real quick so I don't have to look for it. If you guys are saying it's all over, I had no idea. Will somebody just send it real quick then? I just hopped on. I guess I should have done a little bit more gathering before I. Oh, here's some stuff here. Yeah, maybe somebody could send it real quick while I'm just like searching. I want to play a couple that. Here's some of the pictures. Oh, I believe it. Perfectly imperfect. That's what I'm saying. I believe it. Everybody's saying it. I'm like, will somebody send it where you're getting it? So I could just like focus on like sharing other stuff so I don't have to search for it. If I have to, I will, but that's her car, right? It's a ring. Okay, dark horse. That's her going into Dick's. We'll listen. Hold on. Dick's Pawn. That's probably her phone, right? Drop. It's her walking in right here. Thanks. Thank you guys for sending it. I appreciate it. So then I don't have to worry about going to find it. I could just.
Robeson County.
Oh, is that it?
Robeson County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Oh, can you guys hear it real quick? I don't know if I shared the audio. Can you hear the audio? Were you able to hear that? I think I found it just scrolling through. This has got to be it, right? So I think I got it just going through I knew it was be in the groups. I'm like, wait, I'm going to go and check it out. But you could hear it. Okay, let's play.
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
At National Park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
In Fair Bluff.
Let's see.
I have my location on, I think, on my phone. Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing. Hold on 1 second. I don't think you are in Robeson County. Yeah, the Lumber River State Park.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute.
So does she hang up there? That's all of it, right? That's all you guys have heard? Is there any more? Yeah, because this is on Robeson County Sheriff's Office, so this has to be it. So she probably hangs up there, and then we hear the dispatch where they're trying to get her back on the phone. They get there pretty quick, to be honest, but it was just too late because by the time they were able to get where she was at and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Charlie Duck, I agree. I think sometimes it is just what it is. You're right. But I still think we still need some justice for her because her freaking husband, how long was she married to him? 7. Why am I thinking 7 years? No, it had to be longer than that. She was 24. Yeah, 7. Yeah, about 6 or 7 years. I was right. Okay. So she had to go. And then she's known him since she was 14. So she freaking went through a lot of years of abuse with this guy that he pushed her to this limit. Like, there's still some kind of justice that needs to be had because freaking he's gonna do this to other women. He's gonna make them feel like they're nothing and that they have no other choice but to do it. Like he can't. Oh, it just makes me mad because he's gonna get away with all that just because. Yeah, maybe he wasn't the one that pulled the trigger, but he was the one that pulled the trigger in a way. You know what I'm saying? Wait, she didn't know at this point in the call. Wait, what do you mean, Delaney? I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean? Just wait. Just wait what? I'm not sure what you mean. Can you explain that, Delaney? Yeah, hold on. We'll look. There probably is more stuff. We'll look through. Like I said, I just kind of got on and I didn't get to. Let's see. Let me go over. Okay, we went through that. Hold on a second. Actually, when I'm looking at this, I'm going to play a couple of the interviews with from like the last few days of like friends and stuff. While I look to see if I could find some of that ring footage and stuff. It's just like past interviews from people that knew her. I just kind of collected. There's only a few, but I figured I could play some of those just to kind of. All right. So there's one from Banfield. We'll play this first.
Bring in 2 people who knew Mica and John Paul very well. Ken and Alicia Young were members of the Solid Rock Church, and they often socialized with Mica and with John Paul. Thank you to both of you for doing this. If I can, Ken, let me start with you. You were a worship leader at this church. You were there 2019 to 2020. You socialized with this couple, Mica and John Paul. You went to movies. Can you describe for me what their relationship was like?
First of all, thank you for having us on. But, it's kind of a loaded question. When we first met them, I saw what, on the surface, it seemed to be a happy relationship. There were just some things that I saw. So I got to know them more in ways that he would speak to her at times and just was just kind of red flags. I can't say it was one particular incident. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was just kind of a consistent way that he treated her. And honestly, in some ways, he kind of treated a lot of women that way from what I saw.
So I want to ask you something. I know that you have mentioned before that one of the things that you really disliked about this church and the leadership of this church in particular was that there was, quote, immorality, hypocrisy among the leadership. With that in mind, it's a little astounding to learn that he met her when she was 14 as a member of the youth group, like the youth program there, and he was married with, I think, 5 kids. So was there did he have an affair with Mica and leave his wife and children to be with her? And if that's the case, how old was she when he did that?
So I remember a specific conversation that I'd had with him when that was brought up, and it was because I'd heard about that. Like there were rumors, going around that their relationship even started in infidelity and things like that. And in my conversation with him, he did basically confirm that. He did not get into her age. What he said to me point blank was that she was in my youth group. We became friends. Over time, it became kind of something more. And that was probably the gist of it as far as I can remember now. I mean, it's been years ago, but it was a little concerning. And there were other members of the church.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were other members.
That's very concerning, right?
Oh, very, yes. And there were other members of the church, though, that when I asked about it, that it was just kind of, it's something that kind of just everybody knew and accepted. And
let me ask you this, because you might give it a pass once, and maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't, but okay, some people might. They might get over it. But as I understand it, he's married, he has children, he meets a 14-year-old, eventually gets married to that older 14-year-old in her early 20s. And, I don't know, Alicia, if you can add to this, but he then allegedly begins another affair with a church member who has a husband who uses a wheelchair, who mysteriously ended up dead and drowned in a pool. Is that accurate?
Yes.
That's what we've been told by people who have reached out. We've spoken to former church members. We've spoken to current church members, and people, and also family. It's kind of common knowledge, and that's kind of why it's the head scratcher. And because it's like, if it's common knowledge, why hasn't something been said? But basically, what we've been told by people, Ashley, is that that he groomed her from a young age, and married her when he was able to, and but I will say that when I met them, on the surface, at least at that point in time, it seemed like a fairly healthy marriage. She didn't seem like.
Can I ask? Yeah, can I ask this, Alicia? I guess that the essential question here, Alicia, is: do you believe that it is at all possible that your friend Mica took her own life, or do you suspect that her pastor estranged husband is at fault here?
I absolutely do not believe that she took her own life, because she was energetic and her faith in God was unwavering. And she was always quick to encourage somebody else, including myself. We went to lunches together. We worked out together. Just the things that I do know about John Paul, I truly do not believe that she took her own life. I do not.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to.
Okay, so I'm still trying to find a ring. I'm trying to gather some stuff. I did see that the Robeson County did release like the timeline of events on their page, and we could read through that, but it's probably going to be obviously similar to that article. But yeah, it probably was gun case. Yeah, you're probably right. That's what we just were saying that right a little bit before you messaged that, Melly. We were like, it was probably the gun case they were talking about. Yep. All right, so hold on. Let me play another one real quick while I gather some more information here. Gives me time to gather some more. So this one is, that one was News Nation. Let's see, this one, let me forget which one this one is. So this one is Good Morning America here.
Into the sudden death of a popular South Carolina pastor's wife.
Remember, these are from like yesterday. So, but I just wanted to include them because they have like friends talking about her. So
John Paul Miller reportedly telling his congregation she took her own life, but her family is demanding answers. Eva is back with more. Good morning again, Eva.
Good morning again, Robin. Mica Miller's family and friends want to know what happened to her. We spoke to one of her friends who says she was texting with Mica the night before her death.
This morning, questions growing around the unexpected death of a South Carolina pastor's wife.
There's got to be some accountability here.
30-year-old Mica Miller was found dead at a state park in North Carolina, about an hour north of where she lived in Myrtle Beach. Authorities opening an investigation into her death, but saying the community is not in danger.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for.
Her husband, a pastor at a local church, announcing her death after preaching last week, saying it was self-induced. Authorities have not confirmed or released a cause of death. Some community members protesting outside the church Sunday. This as Mica's friends and family say they don't think she took her own life.
We were talking about her coming to church Sunday, getting her some help with her car payment, just life stuff, just her moving forward.
Clark saying Mica was planning to get a divorce. She had filed for divorce once before in October 2023. That case consensually dismissed in February. In March, Mica posting, "Please share this with anyone struggling with leaving a dangerous situation."
God hates divorce because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that?
And this was her last Facebook post. When terrible, terrible, terrible things happen to you, y'all know what I'm talking about. RPF, resting peace face.
And her family releasing a statement overnight saying they are grateful for all the support, asking people to use the hashtag Justice for Mica. Rebecca.
And we are thinking about them and that community. Okay, Eva, thank you.
okay, one more video, and then I want to read the official press release here. Hold on, one more, guys. This one, ABC.
Multiple memorials held today to honor Mica Miller, 30-year-old Myrtle Beach woman who died at Lumber River State Park in Robeson County. ABC 15's Jenna Herreza was up and down the Grand Strand today, talking with dozens of people who knew Mica and who all spoke very highly of who she was.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Multiple memorial services held in the Grand Strand Sunday to honor Mica Miller. Friends and family of the 30-year-old all say Mica was a God-fearing woman who was an extremely involved member at Solid Rock Church in Market Common, where she sang.
She was just the nicest person you ever talked to. Very uplifting, very supportive, always helping you get closer to God. She was just so nice.
My daughter was very involved with youth here. She adored Mica. Mica actually baptized her.
Those who rallied in front of Solid Rock Church Sunday morning say they did so to raise awareness for domestic violence. Some advocating the area needs more resources for victims.
It's just so hard to leave when you live somewhere like this. And I came out today to support her, to support her family, to support her story, because her story is important and it needs to be heard.
Just a few hours later, and a couple miles north of Solid Rock, more loved ones gathered in North Myrtle Beach.
Mica was a strong, godly, loving woman. I can remember the first time walking in that church, hearing her voice and her singing and just feel the Holy Spirit.
Mica's official cause of death hasn't been released, but her husband says her death was a suicide, and many of her friends are struggling to come to terms with that. Carter says many friends and family members have their own thoughts on what happened, but he says there's no proof at this time, and it's all in God's hands.
She's speaking out from the grave for those that are battling domestic violence or battling whatever, whether it be a narcissist talking down or whether it's physical abuse, mental abuse. She's opening up a can of worms to bring awareness to all the young ladies that are still dealing with it.
Reporting in Horry County, Jenna Horezo, ABC 15 News.
ABC 15 has been working for you and
Okay, so I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying to find everything because, like I said, I just was given the update, and now I'm learning that they have this or that. So, but here's the Robeson County timeline. Hold on one second. I'm trying to think what would be. I'll do it like this. Their timeline, which we kind of like went over the one in the article, but which is 18 minutes ago. So on Tuesday, May 7th, 2024, a death investigation has tugged on the hearts of the people across the nation, has been rolled unaliving. The decision was based on surveillance footage, interviews, physical evidence, and the examination of the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office. On April 27th, Saturday, at approximately 2:54 p.m., Robeson County 911 Communications Center received a 911 call from a female. The caller asked the dispatcher if her phone could be located because she was going to kill herself and wanted her family to be able to find her body. During the conversation with the dispatcher, the caller hung up the phone and the dispatcher was unable to contact the caller. The dispatcher was able to find the location of the caller and dispatched a deputy to the location. The deputies contacted the Lumber River State Park superintendent upon their arrival at Lumber River State Park in Orem, North Carolina. The deputies and state park rangers conducted a search of the area for the victim. The search was aided by a Robeson County Sheriff's official office drone. During the investigation, a black Honda Accord with a South Carolina registration was located in the parking lot at the state park. The investigators confirmed that the vehicle belonged to Mica Miller, 30, of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Investigators located a Sig Sauer gun case in the passenger seat of the vehicle and a box of ammunition in the center console of the vehicle. So yeah, that's what they were saying in that dispatch, the case. So yeah, that definitely was the dispatch for it. Wow. Investigators also found a receipt for the Sig Sauer handgun from a pawn shop and a receipt from a convenience store in the vehicle. Both receipts were dated for same day of Miller's death, April 27th. During the search of the park for the 911 caller, investigators were approached by an individual who had found a bag near the water edge with an identification belonging to Miller. The individual stated that he heard someone crying and a gunshot while he was fishing. Law enforcement continued the search, and 911 received a call from an individual who stated that a body was located in the water. Law enforcement responded to the location and contacted the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office upon locating the deceased. The victim was identified as Mica Miller. A Sig Sauer 9mm handgun was located in the water at the crime scene during the search of the area. The serial number of the weapon matched the gun box that was found in Miller's Honda Accord. During the investigation, Miller's phone and other personal belongings were located. A search of Miller's phone revealed that she conducted a Google search for national parks near me, and the Lumber River State Park location was provided. The investigation also revealed that Miller and her estranged husband, John Paul Miller, had been separated and were involved in the legal system. This information led the investigators confirming the whereabouts. Hold on. This information led to the investigators confirming the whereabouts of Miller and a female that he is allegedly romantically involved with. Investigators were able to confirm that both individuals were not in North Carolina on the night before and the day of Miller's death. Investigators learned through interviews that John Paul Miller was at an athletic event in Charleston on the day of Mica Miller's death. John Miller's vehicle was observed traveling on Highway 17 in Horry County at 2:22 p.m. on April 27th. The investigation confirmed that John Miller was accompanied while traveling to and from the event in Charleston. On Tuesday, May 7th, Sheriff Bernie Wilkins investigators and the medical examiner met with the parents and immediate family members of Mica Miller. John Paul Miller was given the opportunity to attend a separate meeting, and Miller indicated through his attorney that he would not come to North Carolina to meet with investigators. Investigators conducted several interviews and developed a timeline of events in relation to Miller's death on April 24th, 2024. April 24th, what? Miss a typo, huh? 11 a.m. At 11 a.m., Miller was observed in her Ring camera arriving at her residence on Margarita Drive, Myrtle Beach. At 11:38 a.m., Miller was observed on her Ring camera leaving her residence. At 12:12, Miller is observed on a store surveillance walking into Dick's Pawn Shop, which is located, gives the address. 12:13, Miller is observed at the register and initiates the purchase of a weapon. 12:34, Miller is observed leaving Dick's Pawn Shop after purchasing a weapon and ammunition. 1:06, Miller's black Honda Accord is observed traveling on Highway 501 near 4 Mile Road, Conway, South Carolina. 1:27, Miller's black Honda Accord is observed arriving at 41 Grocery and Grill, which is located at 41 SC 41 Mullins, South Carolina. At 1:35, Miller is observed leaving the store after purchasing a drink and gas. At 2:54, Miller called Robeson County from Lumber River State Park. The Lumber River State Park is 32.7 miles, 41 minutes from 41 Grocery and Grill in Mullins via South Carolina North, 9 North, whatever. 911 call included below. First, let me say on behalf of the Robeson County Sheriff's Office that our sincere condolences are being sent to the family and friends of Mica Miller, says Sheriff Bernice Wilkins. The incident has garnered much attention from across the Carolinas and beyond. I want to assure everyone that a very methodical investigation was conducted by our criminal investigations team and crime scene. Okay. Unfortunately, rumors and conspiracy theories were spreading quickly and assumptions were being made. However, in the end, we must make decisions based on the facts and evidence that has been gathered. While I know it's not what many people want to hear, the evidence is quite clear and compelling. We are as saddened as anyone that this has occurred. There are many factors that we have reviewed that occurred over an extended period of time that are probably related to the reason for this investigation. But in the end, sadly, a tragic decision was made by Mica that ended her life. Hold on one second. Yeah, me too, Sari. I think it is just screenshot compilation. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, hold on. People are giving me some ideas of what to look for. One second, guys. I was going to go through all of his sermons, too, to see if I could find anything interesting. I still wanted to do that. I just haven't had time. All right, so let me go back real quick. Okay, let me go on TikTok and look up a couple things that people are saying. Here's a nice picture of her. Where is this? See if there's any other pictures here. There's that ring one. Yeah, we went through these pictures already. Her walking into Dick's. Oh, look, she even has a smile right there. A little smile. Man. So crazy. All right, let me look at TikTok real quick. Oh, well, hold on. Before I do that, let me just share a couple of screenshots I was going to share yesterday, and then I never got around to it. Then I'm going to look on TikTok. Because if anybody could find that, supposedly there's a part of the testimony of her, Mica, send it to me. Because it's hard when I'm on live to try to do this. Because then you guys are just sitting there. So if you guys can, if not, I'll get to it. But If anybody knows where it's at, because people were talking about it in chat. So if you have seen it, can you send it to me? Supposedly she was had the testimony of like her previous attempt at this. I would like to see it. Hold on one second. I shared the wrong screen. I want to share this screen real quick. All right. Just to kind of share the rest of this stuff. I know I don't know if I read this one yesterday, but the one where it says that in 99, JP Miller pleaded guilty to, and this stands for something. I looked it up. It's, hold on. Oh, I forget, but I'll look it up. So it's a Class C felony, meaning he lost his right to vote and purchase a weapon. In late 2021, he applied to have those rights restored. I'm seeking to pardon and restore my civil liberties in the community that I serve daily. As a husband, father, and pastor, the right and ability to protect my wife and children as well as my congregation is imperative. So he's trying to get his right to own a handgun. Or a gun, I should handgun, a gun. This one said he was trying to build his story before anyone else did. That's how he operates. Yep, that always has been how he operates. Remember the car he was gifted? Nobody even asked, yet he stood at the altar and told the entire congregation a BS story about being given that car. Then we all find out later he used the church funds to help buy it, always spinning the narrative for his own wants. I guess this is a picture of her and somebody else. A friend. Somebody posted. Oh, that's what it is. Assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature. That's why he lost. That's the felony where he had reapplied, or he applied to try to get the ability to own a firearm, because when you have a felony, you're not allowed to. But that was what his charge was. Hold on. 1 second, guys. 1 second. And then I read that. Did you guys see this? I know I read this yesterday, but let me just read it again in case you guys didn't see it. And then it's that email. And then we'll do some newer stuff. That so our ongoing coverage from Myrtle Beach has uncovered some alarming items regarding the purported double life of Pastor John Paul Miller. Stand by for more items provided in the wake of the release from Solid Rock Church. So that's him and another. Who's that? I don't know, but this says an email purportedly written by Pastor John to Mica ahead of her death, confirmed by Robeson County Medical Examiner. It says, "Hey, Mica, I hope you're doing well. I'm ready to be done and move on and heal and find a first lady who won't treat me the way you are. I really hope you do great things. I was willing to do anything. I even had the amazing desire to have kids since you're not on meds. And I want to apologize for the flowers and fruit. It was already paid for to last until your birthday. Feel free to give it all away. I sent that to you before I found out all the things that I have recently found out about you and what you've done, and you disgust me. So please, let's meet soon and be divorced, and let this nightmare be over for me. I'm enjoying all the Africa missions and Pastor Jumba, and all the pastors' wives are so excited for what we're doing. We expect 120 kids our first semester. I have about 10 to 12 people going this time, including Kristen and Tom Winslow and Becca and Jonathan." He's something else. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. There's one more I wanted to read, but let me just look up TikTok real quick before I do that. I was going to read that one that story that Kyler posted on her Facebook. Did you guys read that about a victim of John Paul? I want to read that, so remind me. I definitely want to get to that, but I want to see if I could find this testimony, guys. And no, I can't do that. Okay. People that said they email me, I didn't get one single email yet. So are you guys able? Are you getting rejected to email me? Because I have not got one email since I started Alive. And I saw a couple of people say I emailed you, but nobody did. So I wonder if they're not going through or something. If you email me, try it again, because I don't have any. But I'm going to go look up TikTok. I'm going to try to find this testimony. I guess there's like a testimony where one of her old testimonies. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. They said it's on TikTok. So give me 1 minute. And then we'll read that. Freaking, it's kind of a long thing I want to read. It's supposedly like a victim of John Paul's that reached out to Kyler, I guess. All right, hold on. I'm looking at TikTok. I am going to go through, though, their channel and go through all the sermons and see. So it's probably somewhere in there. There's a lot of them, but I was planning on going through them, so maybe I'll be able to find it, because I'm not seeing it on TikTok. All right, let me read this until if somebody wants to send it to me. I don't see it. Whoever was talking about it in chat, just send it up. Send it up. Thank you, Kayla. 19 months, yeah. All right, so here is Kyler, the one friend that I had on, that me and Amanda talked to on the first live I did on this case. She was her friend in middle school, so she's been covering this case, and so she posted this here about a victim of John Paul. Comment came out. Have you guys read it? I'm gonna read it. It's because I still think this is important to keep this word out about this guy, because what he did is still not freaking right. Even if he didn't pull the trigger, I'm telling you, he's gonna keep hurting women. This is ridiculous, and he has all this power from this stupid church that he could get away with this crap, and he's gonna find another woman. And okay, so it says trigger warning. I know. I don't understand that either, Whit James. I don't. I didn't get it, Bramstair. Why am I not getting emails? Somebody try to email me again. Sometimes Proton rejects his, it goes through a period where it rejects him and I don't get him. All right, so trigger warning. This is from a victim of JP who has given me, Kyler, permission to share her story. I spoke with her almost a week ago. Today, she has been brave enough to share her story. It discusses our, so please use caution. This is just another testament to how awful this man is, JP Miller. Yeah, let me make this one bigger. Oh, that's too big. Hold on. Okay. This might be better to go. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. I have sat with some of the most uncomfortable feelings, intrusive thoughts, and reliving a very traumatic situation. So this is the victim now talking, okay? I endured over the course of this week. I have fought with myself. I have cried. I have had feelings of remorse and questioned my own judgment. After waking up multiple times last night from nightmares and panic attacks, I feel like I need to share my story. I have shared snippets in the past publicly over social media and in my coaching business, but I have only shared a specific specific details in private. That's part of what I've struggled with this week. I want to take you back to 1998, summer. I was 15 years old. The innocence, vibrancy, love, kindness, compassion, and empathy I had for everyone I came into contact with was relentless and maybe even complex. Hell, who am I kidding? This is still who I am today. All of my life, I have always looked for the best in everyone, even when all the people in my life were adamant that there wasn't good to be found. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, do you believe that your best qualities can also be your biggest fault? My answer to this for myself is 100% yes. I love people genuinely, and I hate seeing people hurting, whether at their own hand or not. I truly believe with my whole heart that if they experienced a gape love and the light we are called to shine, that can help anyone get through anything. Unfortunately, I am recognizing that some people are just pure evil, something I've been told, but a truth I never wanted to hold as a belief of my own. My grandparents had retired and moved to Myrtle Beach, the place I call home to this day, and my grandparents are my entire heart and soul. I was privileged to spend my summers at the beach with them. What Indiana girl wouldn't want 3 months at the beach every year? A new group of friends in the gated community we lived in, and amazing friends at the church we attended. I took correspondence classes through Christian Academy and Bible College, as well as working at the summer camp mentoring kids. I was active in the church during summer breaks and sang in the choir. Over the course of the time I spent there, I gained some amazing friends and mentors. I met incredible humans who I still call friends to this day. I can honestly say I wouldn't be the woman I am without these years of my life and the experiences I was blessed to have. The good, the bad, the ugly. Against the direction of my grandma, I did become friends with John Paul. He had a drawing energy, was fun to be around, talented, and even handsome. I knew he was in trouble and on probation. I knew he had a 2-year-old son out of wedlock, which was frowned upon. And I knew that he had a dark side. But when I say dark side, I mean it was no secret he was a party boy and a womanizer and dabbled in things most do, living a party life. I never dreamed he was a bad human, just finding his way through life the hard way, resenting his parents and doing anything he could to show a blatant disrespect and rebellion. This fateful day in July 19th, 98, I had started to go with my grandma to her Sunday school class in the academy building. I decided otherwise a few minutes later and headed to church, the church building where other classes were being held, but I wasn't sure where my pawpaw went. So instead, I headed to the sanctuary where JP and one of the guitar players in the church band were on stage messing around with the instruments and catching up. They drew me into the conversation. At one point, I walked out of the stage door and headed down the hall to the restroom. When I came out, JP was walking into his dad's office. He called for me and was asking about my week. He called for me and was asking about my week and a mutual friend of ours and inquiring why she wasn't at church the last couple of weeks. She was one of my dearest friends, actually, so it didn't raise any red flags for me. Plus, I was probably just too naive and trusting anyway, to be honest. He nudged me over and closed the door, acting as if he was fumbling for something behind the door. Once the door was closed, he pinned me against the wall and proceeded to get extremely handsy and forceful. I won't go into details of the entire experience. I will tell you there was definitely a moment of disassociation as he held me down, ignoring my pleas, and began to strip me of my virginity and innocence, right there in the church on a Sunday morning. And it wasn't just he and I. Peering from not far away was the man who played guitar every Sunday, watching with a grin on his face, letting me suffer under the torment of someone I thought was a friend. Wow, this is crazy. Trigger warning, guys. Well, she had put one up there anyway, so that hopefully, oh my Lord, what the heck? I don't even know what to think. Okay, where are we at? That day I changed That day, I sat at K&W cafeteria with my grandparents, scraping around a piece of coconut pie I didn't ever eat. They inquired several times, asking what was wrong. I wouldn't say a word. I went home, put on the baggiest pair of pants and an oversized sweatshirt, gathered the outfit I had worn to church that morning into a sack, got on the golf cart, and proceeded to the nearest bathhouse to throw the clothes into a dumpster. Went to the beach and just cried for what seemed like hours. I changed that day. I felt shame. I felt guilt. I felt tainted and used. I felt unworthy. I felt dirty. I didn't speak out about it for a long time, but my grades plummeted. I was severely depressed and mostly kept to myself. Within a few months, a couple of other family tragedies happened, which aided in my spiraling mental health, yet I feel like it was completely unnoticed in light of other things in our family. I was alone, scared, lost, destroyed, and prayed every night that I wouldn't wake up to face another day. I continued to spend my summers with my grandparents. They were my safe place. The only time I was happy was when I was with them. I did end up telling a cousin of my in confidentiality that I was a year later. She told my parents and ruined that trust I had with her. In turn, my grandparents knew, and the rest of the family as well. And as it usually goes, the reason why so many victims don't speak up is because no one believed me. And that hurt just as bad as the incident itself. When did I lose their trust? What had I done to create this? Maybe it was my fault. Maybe I brought this upon myself. Did I ask for this? This exacerbated my declining mental health and also made me doubt myself. This was my fault. I did this. I was to blame. I spent years blaming myself for the actions of this man. And then I had a shift. I started studying psychology, learning, growing, and healing. And yet the one thing I never let go of, no matter how hurt or depressed I was, I always believed the best in everyone. Fast forward years down the road, I got a friend request on Facebook from John Paul. My initial reaction was to vomit. I felt physically ill seeing his name on my screen. Yet some part of me wanted to know where his life was. Surely he was miserable and alone and just leading a terrible life, right? So out of curiosity, I added him and looked around. I was on my way to Myrtle Beach at the time to visit my grandparents and had posted about that. He messaged me and asked if we could get together and talk. I reluctantly agreed. We had a good conversation and he apologized for some pretty rotten things, but he said he didn't remember that specific situation the same way I did, claiming he never would have been aggressive and forced me to have sex with him. I sat there in tears, angry that he was pinning this on me, laughing at me the entire time, and you could just sense the negative energy in him and dark aura. The church was now his church and had a new name, but same building, same place, just a new leadership. Seeing how he's now a minister, I was hopeful he had turned his life around and was really doing good for himself and others. He was divorced and remarried at the time, but he was still the same JP, and he was untouchable. A pastor with a massively growing congregation, but bragging about his affairs, owning a bar in town, and all the things that I was raised to believe was not anything a minister would do or condone. His lifestyle did not match his position. Just last summer, I saw him again. I even had a friend with me. He didn't hesitate to immediately grab my ass and try to fondle me. I made excuses for him still. We argued about his behavior, and he even used scripture against me, saying, "No man is without sin and temptation. God understands that. It's his word." The conversation went down a rabbit hole of infidelity and porn addiction, etc. He even went on to Facebook post about in the Bible and how a submissive wife aligned with Christ would understand and support her husband through his worldly struggles. As more came to light from indecent phone calls and him sending naked photos and videos of himself to me, I ended up blocking him on all social media and from being able to contact me. I'm not even bringing into the portion of the conversation having to do with the ways a full-time pastor has to be able to afford a certain lifestyle. At this point, I went through another phase of doubting myself and questioning everything. I went through another several weeks of depression and reliving what happened, and why in the world I would attempt to allow him back in my life. I wrote him off once again and had to go through healing all over again. It's been a year now since he's been associated with any part of my life. Well, I gotta turn off this light. Okay. I got a text early this week that his wife had died. I felt terrible for him. I unblocked his number and called. I left 2 voicemails just to check in and make sure he and the kids were okay. I didn't have more information at the time. However, a lot has come to light since once again I'm fighting demons. Why didn't I say more? Why didn't I try harder to share my story and turn him in when this happened 26 years ago? This is my fault. I should have tried harder to stop him and to shut him down. I have this awful feeling of being responsible for Mica's death. I had a great healing conversation with my best friend about this finally just yesterday when I shared what was going on with JP now. To which her response was, "It shows your character. You love so hard and you always try to see the best in everyone. That doesn't make this your fault." At the end of the day, some people just are pure evil, and we are warned about the devil in sheepskin and false prophets throughout the Bible. John Paul is one. And unfortunately, as shocked as I am about the events that have taken place and the bullets in his wife's head that can't be associated with unaliving, in his sermon, a matter of hours after learning of her death, to the disgusting way he brought it up to the congregation, and his persistent in having her cremated and not allowing family to see her body, I'm not surprised that a tragedy such as this has taken place. My heart hurts so badly for the family and friends of Mica, for her life cut tragically short, and the hole that is left in the hearts of so many. I'm sorry I didn't take more action. I'm sorry I didn't fight harder. I'm sorry I was afraid to share more and go toe to toe, head to head, to take action and end this before it got to the point of a 30-year-old woman lost her life while trying to get out from his abusive grip. Story matters. I can't stress enough to anyone and everyone out there. Your voice matters. Use it. You're not alone. Wow. What a piece of I'm talking about him, of course. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Let's see. So here, this is what Kyler posted an hour ago. It says, remember, this is her friend that from middle school that I had on a few days ago. So she says, this is definitely believable, and they've done a really good job of putting it together. But let's think about a few things. So she's talking about this article right here, the new security footage timeline of events, detail of Mica Miller's death. Okay. It said, if someone is going to kill themselves, they don't usually call 911. This county is known for corruption, as we've all seen by now. WPDE has gotten all their information from them and them only. In the Alex Murdaugh case and in other past cases, the 911 calls are usually released immediately. Why have we not heard it yet? Which it is released now, right? Just because JP had an alibi doesn't mean anything. Why don't we have more details on him? But so many on her in this article. Who's to say someone wasn't paid off? Another examiner pathologist was called aside from the original person who was on the call at the time. And this other person was not on the call. The state park has cameras. Why aren't we seeing the footage about that? Mica has a documenter. Why wasn't there a note? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, either way, I mean, he's the one that drove her to do this. If she's the one that really pulled the trigger, like, there still needs to be some justice for his actions. It's bull crap. And the crazy thing is because he has power and money, he's going to continually get women, good women, and he's going to ruin how many women, more women is he going to ruin their lives? You know? Sick. All right, let me see. Some people said they emailed me. Let me see if I got some emails. 1 second, guys. See if they went through. Please, come on. Oh, yeah, it looks like I do got a couple new ones. Okay, they're coming through. Okay, let's see what you guys got. 911 call. Yes, I ended up finding that. Thank you for emailing me that, but we did listen to that already. Thanks to you guys for letting me know it was out. I had no idea it was even out. It says, look at Mica's shirt when she left the house on the ring door. her shirt was different than the one on the pawn shop. Something don't look right. I think something is wrong with this case. Just want others' opinion. Okay, hold on. Let's look at that. I didn't even catch that yet. And then, one second. Okay. I am not seeing the testimony. But let's look at the shirt real quick. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna bring it up. I think I have it over here. Let's just do it over here. So, well, she has a sweatshirt. Hold on. It looks like she has like a hoodie on. So maybe she just had it over it. Because like here she has this. But then on this she has a black. Let me see. But she could have that underneath. She could have took that off and had this underneath though. Right? What do you guys think? Because this looks like, you know, she could have had a shirt on underneath there.
We empower those who act.
Maybe this is the video. I don't know. I never pressed play. Here's the thing. I'm trying to find the Ring camera video. People are saying TikTok, but I haven't seen it on TikTok. Let's see what this is, though. Is this it? Oh, maybe this is it. Oh, this is from the drone. It was, wow, can't believe it took me this long to press play on this. It was right there as I was going through the pictures, and I didn't even press play. But this is a drone at Lumberton. I'm not sure. Oh, new logo. Bramster, are you talking about the logo on my profile pic or whatever? That's Sarah did that, isn't it? She did all the merch logos too. I know, Wit. I know, that's so weird. I kept thinking about that too. About her getting ready for work. Why would she get ready for work if she's planning that? That's so weird to me. Is this from the day? I'm trying to find her black Honda. I don't see it though. Yet. There's no audio, so that's why there's no audio, because there's nothing. Oh, is it over there? I don't know. Huh. Amanda, you're up. I texted you earlier. You gotta help Amanda. Help me find the Ring security footage, and help me find the testimony. Supposedly, there's a TikTok of Mica's testimony of talking about like her previous attempt of unaliving herself. Supposedly, there's like a TikTok of it. I still wanted to go through all those sermons were from the church, but there's so many. I just haven't had time to go through them all. It's probably somewhere in there, and somebody probably was able to go through them and found a clip of it. But those are the two videos I'm looking for. If anybody could find them, just because it's hard for me to do it when I'm on a live. That'd be much helpful. That'd be very helpful. I'm trying to see where her car is. So there's the water. Wonder if this is where, right? Is this where, wonder if this is, she was back there maybe, do you think? If that's where they found her, or I'm trying to find where the other water is. Is there a car? No, I don't think there's a car. Man, it's so sad. Amanda, did you hear the 911 call? We'll listen to it again. I'll play it again after this. It's That's out too. So there is this her car, or look, there's somebody walking right there. We could do Google Maps too. Hold on. So I'll do the 911 call again. We'll go to Google Maps, and then I still have to find those oh, what's this? This just played after. I don't know if this is a part of it. It just like came on after. Oh yeah. Wait. Is it? Oh.
Multiple memorials held today to honor Mica Miller, 30-year-old Myrtle Beach woman who died at Lumber River State Park in Robeson County. ABC 15's Jenna Hareza was up and down the Grand Strand today, talking with dozens of people who knew Mica and who all spoke very highly of who she was.
Oh, this is the one we watched already.
Multiple memorial services held in the Grand Strand Sunday to honor Mica Miller. Friends and family of the 30-year-old all say Mica was a God-fearing woman who was an extremely involved member at Solid Rock Church in Market Common, where she sang.
She was just the nicest person you ever talked to. Very uplifting, very supportive, always be closer to God. She was just so nice.
My daughter was very involved with youth here. She adored Mica. Mica actually baptized her.
Those who rallied in front of Solid Rock Church Sunday morning say they did so to raise awareness for domestic violence. Some advocating the area needs more resources for victims.
It's just so hard to leave when you live somewhere like this. And I came out today to support her, to support her family, to support her story, because her story is important and it needs to be heard.
Just a few hours later, and a couple miles north of Solid Rock, more loved ones gathered in North Myrtle Beach.
Mica was a strong, godly, loving woman. I can remember the first time walking in that church, hearing her voice and her singing and just feel the Holy Spirit.
Mica's official cause of death hasn't been released, but her husband says her death was a suicide, and many of her friends are struggling to come to terms with that. Carter says many friends and family members have their own thoughts on what happened, but he says there's no proof at this time, and it's all in God's hands.
She's speaking out from the grave for those that are battling domestic violence or battling whatever, whether it be a narcissist talking down or whether it's physical abuse, mental abuse. She's opening up a can of worms to bring awareness to all the young ladies that are still dealing with it.
Reporting in Horry County, Jenna Hareza, ABC 15 News.
So I guess A for Adventure, right? Sent me the TikTok. So cool. Hold on one second. Let me the TikTok, I guess, of her testimony. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't even know what to expect. But hold on one second. Let's see what they sent me. All right, one second, guys. Thank you for sending that. I've been wanting to see that. Okay. Ever since they were, well, I guess just since I started the live and people were saying that it was all right, one second, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's share this. 1 second, guys. Let's share my screen. Thank you so much for helping me find that. You rock. You rock. Okay, here we go.
I'm about to share a video that is supposed to be Mica Miller's testimony that she gave while in Africa. All that has been shared from this video is like a 35-second clip. Anyone knows where to find the entire video, please let me know. And it was so bad. I tried to kill myself. I put it in my head. And I pulled the trigger. And the bullet got caught in And that was God. This was also a post that one of her friends made on Facebook. I talked to her multiple times in her final week here on Earth. She was making plans to get her hair cut, getting help with her car payment because she was a little short after paying her divorce lawyer, and planning to meet us for the second service at church on Sunday. My final text with her on Friday at 9:19 p.m. was a woman making plans to live. What happened between Friday night and Saturday?
Wait, I gotta watch that again. I'm confused because it almost sounds like. Well, let me see this again.
Video, please let me know. Find the entire video, please let me know.
Nilikuwa katika vita katika akili zangu.
And it was so bad.
Na ilikuwa ni vibaya sana.
I tried to kill myself.
Nikajaribu hata nijiue, jitoe uhai.
I put a gun in my head.
Ya kwamba nikachukua bunduki nikaiweka kwenye kichwa changu.
And I pulled the trigger.
Nami nikaanza kubonyeza ili ya kwamba nijiue.
And the bullet got caught in.
Lakini ya kwamba hiyo bunduki risasi ikashikwa kwenye bunduki.
And that was God. This was also a post.
Wow. Thank you, Recovered Mom. I'll see if I could find that all. I'm going to go through all those videos from the church and see if I could find it. But thank you for sending me that. I've been trying to find that for the last, 40 minutes, or maybe it hasn't been that long. But thank you. A for Adventure. That was you that sent it, right? Thank you so much. Okay. So, Amanda has got the ring. She's working on it. The video. She's going to get that for me. She's got it. She's getting that edited ready for us to watch or whatever, or to share with me or whatever. So she's got that. So we'll watch that in a minute when she gets it ready. She's going to pop up for a little bit and chat. Well, let me send you, actually, hold on. I want to send you a invite real quick. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 minute so I could send this to her so she could come up, and then we could watch that. And then I get that then we got to see everything, right? I actually want to just like Google see if there's anything else interesting we can watch. But give me 1 minute so I could send this to her. I'm going to messenger it to you, Amanda. The link, I mean. All right. The link is sent to your messenger. Okay. So, wow. So I guess she has. Well, JP did say multiple times she tried. I don't know how many times. But you'd think like she realized that she wasn't meant to. That it was not meant to end her life. And God intervened, in the way that he does. And just, I don't know. Either way, dude, he freaking pulled the trigger, like, symbolically, or how would you say that? Like, maybe he didn't physically do it, but it was because of him. It was freaking because of him. Yes, exactly. So I'm saying it still was because of him. I know, today I just was doing audio. Most of the time I do, but I'm like, you know what? I just wanted to do audio today. Yeah, that's true, Melly. That's a good point. That's a really good point. So I don't know. I guess let's just see what happens, but let's go to, hold on 1 second. I'm going to play. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. I was like going back like 7 years, I think, is the first video on the Solid Rock. And I was just going back just to see like what's the earliest I could see Mica in him. But like, wow, hold on 1 second. He looks so young in him. Amanda, what up?
Hey, Zav.
Hey. I know. What do you think? Have you got to hear everything? I was going to play the 911 call. Did you get to hear it?
I actually haven't heard it yet. Oh, sorry, my other phone is playing. But yeah.
Do you want to hear it? And
yes,
then did you
please.
get that other video too?
I sent it to you in Messenger. It's not,
Okay.
I don't have the video, but there's pictures of the ring. Will try to get it for you, and then I'm sure you'll have it by the end of the day anyway.
Oh, I have the pictures of the ring. I did show those. Okay.
dang.
Yeah, I
I'm
have that
sorry.
already. No, you're fine. I don't even know if there is a video. Everybody in chat was saying that people were showing the video, but I'm like, I just see like the screenshots of it. So I don't know, maybe I misunderstood. But here, let's listen to the 911 call. You guys, we're gonna listen to it again because Amanda didn't get to hear it. It's definitely something you got to hear. Okay. All right, here. I hope my audio is still shared because I want to know what you think about it after this. I don't know. I mean, it's tricky. Okay.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
At National Park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
Oh, sorry. Shoot. I hit the wrong button. I was on the wrong thing. Sorry.
At?
In Fair Bluff.
Let's see.
I have my location on, I think, on my phone. Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing, hold on one second. I don't think you are in Robeson County. Are you at the Lumber River State Park?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think?
Well, my thoughts have been kind of on this the entire time, that this is not beyond the scope of possibility that she could have hurt herself. She had threatened to in the past, and she was being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and everything was being taken from her, all resources, and she really felt like there was no way out, clearly, and that's just the answer now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely sad. Oh, wait, no, this ring is different. Hold on a second. That other one, so well, there's a few different ring camera shots. So this one, she is in her work shirt, right? Then there's another one in a different article that has. Wait a minute, that doesn't look like the same shirt though. Look, there's no logo on it, right?
Maybe
Look.
she was wearing it under. It's like a jacket on top, like a little track jacket.
Oh, okay, okay. There's another one that there's a ring where it looks like she has like a sweatshirt on. But yeah, no, Amanda, 100%. Like, regardless if she didn't pull the trigger, he still is to blame. I mean, he's the one that pushed her to do something. I mean, all the abuse she put up with. Like, if it wasn't for him,
So he clearly knew where her mental health was. Clearly, he knew very well where she was at mentally. And he started doing all these things by taking everything little by little by little, torturing her essentially. We've heard about when he was following her around in front of the cops. And
Yes, yes, you're right.
there's this one quote, and I really kind of hate to say it, but it's like a rap quote, and they tell each other like die slow. Like to their opponent, like I don't want you to die fast. I want you to die slow.
Yeah.
I can make it fast, but I want you to suffer. And I think that's what he was doing. I think he was torturing her essentially to death.
That's so horrible. Oh my God. So did you have you talked to Kyler since all this came out?
Gosh, my hand shook as you said that, because I was on Messenger earlier and I saw she was up, and I'm gonna say something. I just don't know what to say. There's really no words when it comes to she's already had a loss, and now this is just what is it, compounding with the fact that they may not get justice for her in the way that they'd like. It's really sad.
Man. Oh, sorry, somebody's going. Yeah, no, I know. I don't think they will, and it is sad because I feel like he's just gonna, with his power and money and stuff like that, he's gonna keep getting more women, and he's gonna keep freaking ruining their lives because he's still gonna get them. They're still gonna end up being with him, and he's gonna end up doing it to more women. And it's sad because he's not gonna. There's no justice for her now. There's not gonna be, I feel like, right? I don't know what could be done now. Like, what do you think is gonna be? Do you think there's gonna be any outcome to this as far as, the abuse that she had to endure for years, or he's
Well,
just gonna walk away like nothing?
there's always hope. What I do know is that before I fell asleep last night, actually I crashed out. I wasn't even trying to fall asleep. I was making a video, and it has about 5 different testimonies from people talking about JP and bad things that he's done. I saw you had earlier pulled up the stuff about his the one girlfriend from that had gone to Myrtle Beach for vacation, stuff like that. Hopefully there's something recent and somebody will get him for something. But what we had mentioned with Kyler was they're happy that this is all coming to light anyway.
Yeah. About him, you mean? Is that what you're saying? That they're happy at least that people are
Yeah, about
calling him out
him
and
and
stuff?
his
Yeah.
church. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that he's done. Looks like a lot of it was swept under the rug because of who he was, and now people are finally able to speak.
That's true. I bet you he will lose a lot of people, and he would hope that the church would just go under, but I don't know if that would happen.
We can hope for that.
Yeah. Wait, what is this? Dad, because he loves state fire treaty. Oh, this is that one.
And someone said he also made sure to have an alibi. It still stinks to me. It's stinky, dude. It's stinky. Sarah said it.
Sorry, I was reading something, but yeah, it is. I do think now that I heard the call, I do think, she's the one that pulled the trigger physically, but, there still has to be some accountability for what he's done to her and, for years, just put her through like misery where she felt like this is her only option, It's just,
I'm curious if there will be any text message exchanges between them found.
yeah. I wonder when's the last time that they did talk. You saw that email that he sent to her. I wonder if that was supposed to be the last like correspondence between them. Do you know?
Okay, so we were trying to do the math on TikTok yesterday of when that letter was sent, because she got out before her birthday from the hospital, and they're saying he sent that letter. They're saying that he sent that letter while she was in the hospital, but in the letter it states that he was getting her flowers and chocolates up until the day of her birthday. So she, there's nothing you could do about it. So it doesn't really make sense. That letter may have been sent after she got out. And when you read it again, it seems like it's very luring, like he's trying to get her to come to him kind of thing, and quick, I'm going to move on really quick, and we're going to go here and we're going to do all this without you. And when reading that email, you're trying to pinpoint what day it's said, and when they say it's in the hospital, I think it was afterwards. I think she had gotten out already, and to speak to somebody like that after they've just gotten out of the hospital for trying to harm themselves is it's sick. You disgust me, or what does it say? It literally is like, you disgust me.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It's yeah,
And
man.
clearly there's more emails because we don't know the origin of this particular email. But when reading it, I was like, there's no doubt in my mind he wrote this. Nobody can make up all these facts or nobody can make this all up and make it sound like him the way this is sounding like him. But if you go to the affidavit from her brother, he has multiple emails. So this is a form of communication that he had with her. I'm guessing because he took all her devices and he knew that she could only catch email in cyberspace.
Ah, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Huh,
Remember,
man.
her sister said if in February, if anybody got reached out to by Micah, that it wasn't her, that she had no access to her stuff.
Yes, that's right, yes.
So his only way to message her would be through email.
Yeah, you're right. What just trips me up so much, I just keep thinking about where she told her friend, "If I end up with a bullet in my head, he did that."
So,
Like
so somebody said yesterday, what if that was like a double entendre where she's saying, maybe I'll do it, maybe he'll do it, but either way, it's his fault.
Oh, I see, yes. Just how what I was saying, like, it is him. If he didn't pull the trigger physically, he still pulled the trigger
He
because
still did it.
yeah, that's a good point. Maybe she did mean that. Well, this is
Yeah,
what I
I
was talking
did.
about. Look, Amanda, real quick. She has this shirt on. I want to know what time that was from because look, this one is the black, but then there's this one over here from this one. Hold on. So is this a different time? I got to look at the timeline and because they probably this is from 11 a.m., but that other one doesn't have a time, but she's definitely in something different. It does look like maybe here she's coming in and the other one she's leaving, maybe, or wait,
It
let me
did
look
say
at
that
the
she went
timeline.
home. She went home and did something, but so I don't know.
Oh, okay, maybe something like that. Yeah, because this one, it looks like she has that looks like that could be her work shirt, right? So maybe she's leaving there and then she was coming home the other time or something. Anyway, what else have you been? So you did a TikTok yesterday. Shoot, what time? I still don't
Oh,
even know how to get on TikTok lives, like for like to see yours. Question: does your lives on TikTok, when you do a live, do they upload or is they gone after you do the live?
if you do it on your own channel, you get to save the live. If it's on someone else's channel, your content is gone.
What do you mean on somebody else's channel though? Wouldn't you be
So
doing it on yours?
you could jump onto TikTok and see somebody's live and then just join their live, kind of like you would on panel on StreamYard.
Okay.
But that live would be theirs, and you wouldn't have a
Oh, well, that's
video.
kind of the same as YouTube. Well,
Yeah,
why can't I never find people's lives where the other case that we were doing this past year, and every time if I didn't catch it when it was live, I can never find it. It'd be like no lives there. I'd be like, well,
there is no recording of it. Only the creator has a recording of it.
oh, you're saying it doesn't go public. That's what I'm
Nope.
wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But you're
I
good at
can't
that
even go
stuff.
back and watch your live.
You could do like a multi-platform
Yeah.
when you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so on TikTok though, nobody could go back and watch it though.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I
It
mean,
kind
on
of
the
makes it. It
actual
kind of
TikTok.
makes it good. It's like invisible ink, but
That's
uh,
true. I might like that.
yeah.
Stupid stuff I say sometimes, like,
I'm glad that's gone. Me too.
yeah.
Absolutely.
uh, anyway, so what else? Any other thoughts on everything?
There was so much. Did you see? I mean, there was a video yesterday by one of her friends dead in the car. The one, her and her husband, the one that were whistleblowing. The one that they were doing a few interviews. She did one of hers, one herself, and then there's a few testimonies of people. There's the one that you read, the ex-girlfriend. There's one more from Kyler's page that she wrote for somebody else. Um, he's not a good guy. And, right now we're gonna go with the facts. It seems self-induced. But at the same time, with all of the allegations of abuse around her, I really do believe that there's something more sinister. And I hope that there's something done even now saying, as corny as it sounds, maybe even a Micah's law. Like if you push somebody too far, a la Michelle Carter, you can be prosecuted for mental abuse for something.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if that would be something. And there's a big, a big group that maybe they could. Maybe we can get something passed, Something needs to come out of this. I just want to be able to stop him from doing this to anybody else, but I don't think that's possible, which sucks. But dude, I just feel like because with his power and, how he does it, like he's gonna have so many more women. He's gonna freaking, I can just imagine because it's not like, oh, he's gonna stay with one woman. He's like, even
He's
when
looking
he's
for
with
his first
somebody, he's with
ladies.
other women. Yeah, yeah, no, he's gonna be.
He's got first ladies in line. The guy's a major creep, and if anything, this exposed that. And like you said, he's not just gonna wait around. He's gonna start up again. But last time he left his wife, when he got with Micah, he lost a lot of people in his congregation. This has got to do that too. I mean, I guess the Sunday service from her funeral was cut down from 2 to 1 because of the lack of people going. So hopefully it
Oh,
does. Hopefully it does cause a stir. At least in that aspect, hurt what he likes the most, his pockets.
Yes, yes. So hopefully, wonder if Oh wait, hold on. I have somebody sent this at the end of the live. I forgot to share. Did you see that the girlfriend actually has a YouTube channel that she had with her husband, that's Chris. Now he's dead, but I was going to share the video where she does like her testimony. It's really short. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh wait, hold on one second. I'm glad I just thought of that. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I mean, you could talk, but I just say whatever you want, Amanda.
I will. I'm actually reading comments. This is
Okay,
one of those
yeah.
this is one of those cases where everyone's involved and everyone kind of knows what may have happened. No one's really throwing out too hard of conspiracies. We're all kind of guessing this may have happened, but why? Because of him. And I kind of like how this is going, at least true crime wise. No one's really freaking out over the fact that look, he may not be involved. We're like, okay, well, let's dig deeper and let's find out stuff about him and his criminal activity. I like how everyone's
Yes.
acting. He is a scary person. I
Yeah,
find
he
him
is.
scary, and he's not even my significant other, my pastor, anything.
He's like one of those, it's like really like he could do a lot of damage, his type of scary, because like on the outside he looks like he's like harmless to some people, he's probably really charming, so women are gonna somehow he's able to get women, and he has money, and you know what I'm saying, so he's like more dangerous, I feel like, than somebody that's just like, but now it's out though. So, now this is huge news and a lot of people are seeing who he is. So that is good. But I feel like before that, like if you didn't know the inside stuff, they might look at him as like this nice guy, but I don't know how though, because the sermons, if you listen to stuff he says, it's like, how aren't people seeing though how slimy he is from like the stuff yes, it's just like, what the heck? But they were laughing. I mean, you see some of them like laughing at some of the stuff he's saying. It's like, what are you guys doing? That's not funny. It's
It could
not
be
funny.
uncomfortable laughing because you wouldn't expect your freaking. I mean, I wouldn't expect my pastor to say stuff like that. So, I was looking up statute of limitations in Myrtle Beach, and there is no statute of limitations on crime. However, in the context of South Carolina personal injury or wrongful death case, the clock usually starts on the day of the incident. In most cases, you have 3 years to file suit against a non-governmental defendant.
Through how long? You said 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm looking it up for other victims.
Yeah.
Say there are other victims, but they didn't get to speak out till now, and he did this, 10 years ago. Where does that lie?
Yeah. Well, at least they feel confident how to tell their story. And at least if they, like you said, hurt his pocketbook, hurt the church, because he does not need to be spreading these false teachings. Think about how he's like using like that one, the thing I read earlier, how he uses the Bible to like his advantage and like is teaching it he's not teaching it right, and he uses like certain things to get away with stuff, like, well, it says this and this is this, so I'm allowed to do this, and it's like you're twisting it just to fit your dirty ways. It's like
There's another testimony from a girl. It was on TikTok. I just remembered right now. I had that one also ready to go. It's like a 3-part video on TikTok, and she's talking about how she knew John Paul, and something happened. I want you guys to watch it. Something happened with her, and he found out about it through Mica, and he used it against her in the form of making a sermon about what was going on.
Ooh, so you should send it. We should watch it. Is it really long, you said?
I'll look. I don't think it's that long, but
Okay.
I
Okay.
could send you the TikTok link, and then if you want to watch it.
Okay, yeah, do that. I'm gonna play this. So this is Chris, the guy that, well, he died. Remember the accident in the pool? But this is what's his John Paul's alleged girlfriend, and oh my God, I can't talk. Her husband at the time, and then he died. So this is Chris and Suzy.
It was our beautiful life.
Who are you talking to? Oh, it's a video. Where am I looking?
All right, give your testimony.
There? Is that right?
Give your testimony in 1 minute. Go.
I grew up in a family and went to church every Sunday. I went to youth group and all of that. But I didn't realize that I needed, that Jesus wanted a personal relationship with me until I went to Young Life Camp when I was 17, between my junior and senior year of high school. And I accepted Christ. And then once I did, it changed everything for me. And then there were 20 seconds. There were some different groups in college where I went that I could go to Bible studies and do that. And then God just kept putting people in my life to teach me, including my loving husband. Oh. Amen. Suzy Skinner.
What is that voice?
Let me see if there's any other ones that's interesting. If you guys want to check it out, here is the channel. There's a bunch of videos actually of them.
I sent you the three links to the TikToks in Messenger, and they're in order, and they're each about 2 minutes each.
Okay, thanks. Cool. Let me just play one more of these that I have it up. Let's see. What's this one? Just to kind of get the ones with her, maybe.
Good morning. I am Suzy Skinner from purejoymb.org. And Chris has asked me to do a vlog this morning. It's my first vlog ever. So I'm going to try to do my best. So I read this morning in the daily readings, and I picked a verse. It's actually a couple verses. It's in Zechariah. I have to read it. Hang on. And it's chapter 4, and it's verses 6 through 6. Maybe it's just one verse. Okay. That's a long verse. No, there's 7. 6 and 7. Okay. And so what's going on is Zerubbabel is the king of Judah, and he's so Zechariah is a prophet in that time, and so he's getting information from God, and then he's passing it on to Zerubbabel. But in this, he's just asking God to explain some stuff. So this is Zechariah talking. Then he said to me, meaning God, "This is what the Lord says to Zerubbabel. It is not by force nor by strength, but by my spirit, says the Lord of heaven's armies. Nothing, not even a mighty mountain, will stand in Zerubbabel's way. It will become a level plain before him. And when Zerubbabel sets the final stone of the temple in place, the people will shout, 'May God bless it, may God bless it.'" And I've heard that portion of the scripture before, not by force, or I've heard it in a song, not by might, not by strength, but by my spirit, says the Lord. But so this is where it actually comes from. And so what it means to me is, Judah and the Israelites, they always had somebody fighting them. And so I feel like there's always challenges in life. For us, there's a lot of medical challenges, but then there's just regular life challenges of like money and finances and choices and balancing jobs and activities and all that kind of stuff. And so it just reminds me, because I try to do a lot of things in my own strength. And then when my strength ends, then I cry. I feel like I can't handle things and feel overwhelmed. And then I give myself to God and say, God, you do it. And then he does it. And then I feel peaceful and joyful again. And so it's just another reminder to me that I don't actually have to go through the whole process of like me trying with all my might and with all my strength and with all my power, which is quite lacking actually, to do things, but that it's whatever is going to go on, whether it's something big or something very simple in life, I can surrender myself to God and give myself to God. And if I do it every day, and if I do it especially at the beginning of every day, and say, God, I give you today, I give you every single activity, every challenge, every good thing, everything, and just ask that you would carry me through it and give me wisdom when I need it and direction when I need it. And if I do that every day, and then when the challenge comes, instead of like bucking up and being like, all right, this is what we're going to do, and me coming up with plans A through F, if I don't do that, but if I just truly relax and be like, okay, God, what would you like? Okay, God, this is by your power. Okay, God. If I do that, I'm far less stressed throughout the day and at the end of the day. So that is what that passage means to me. It is not by force nor by strength, but by my spirit, says the Lord of heaven's armies. Nothing, not even a mighty mountain, will stand in Zerubbabel's way. It will become a level plain before him. And when Zerubbabel sets the final stone of the temple in place, the people will shout, may God bless it, may God bless it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any. Oh wait, here's him up here. I wonder if that's him up on the Solid Rock Church. Probably. Let's see real quick. 18 seconds. I just want to see. Aww. Okay, so let me just see something. Okay, shoot. Yeah, that's music. Can't do that. Okay. All right. Let's go, Amanda. Let me get the videos you sent. Thank you for sending those.
Yeah, no problem. Is it okay if I link her TikTok in the chat?
Who's TikTok?
The videos that I sent you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, go ahead. Where did you send them to me? Oh, you said my StreamYard, right? Or not StreamYard. Oh my
The
God,
Messenger.
I cannot talk. Messenger. Okay. All right,
And
so
they are
they're
in
in
order.
order, right? Okay. All right, let's do this. All righty.
My experience with Solid Rock and with Pastor John Paul Miller. So thank you for listening, and let's just get more exposure and more awareness. So let's get started. My husband and I attended Solid Rock from 2019 to 2020. We were there for probably a little over a year. So we attended and obviously fell in love with Solid Rock and the worship and Mica and everything there. And so because I love that church so much, I wanted to join their worship team. I too sang. And I've also sang at other churches in the area. I've sang at the Rock Church. I've sang at Seacoast. I've helped in the Kids Center at Ecclesia, and I've done a drama production with them. All that to say is, I've been around in the church scene. So when I asked, they said, like, the church people were like, oh, can you sit down with Mica? And, she's kind of head of all that. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I got to meet Mica in that way. And we sat down and had like a little jam session and stuff and just kind of got to know each other. So of course, they see myself and my husband attending. He was my fiance at the time. And she's like, oh, how long you guys been coming? You dating, married, what? I'm like, oh, we're engaged. We just recently got engaged, like recent. And she's like, oh, okay. And I don't really remember how it came up exactly, but it did come up that we were engaged, but not, we were engaged and we were living together, right? We were engaged and we were living together. So that came up, and that's important for what's about to come next. Now, of course, we continued our conversation naturally, and it went great. And she was so sweet and so loving and just a wonderful person. However, she did have to share this information with JP, and I know why, because this interferes with JP's core values.
Okay, let me part 2. 1 second. Yeah, this is interesting here. Hold
His
on.
core values. He's got lots of those.
Yeah, I saw some of the ones on this site. Okay.
So he sat me down, and Mica was there. She did not say a word during this entire meeting. It was just me, Mica, JP. And JP approached me and was like, so I hear you want to join, our worship team. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited. It's like, well, we do have a problem here. You and your fiance are living together unwed. I'm like, yep, yeah, we are. We have every intention to get married. I believe we're going to get married next summer. Oh, no. He even asked, why wait so long? Why wait a year? Oh, we have things to plan. There's preparation, but no. Why are you guys waiting so long? And you're living together? Marissa, this is living in sin. We can't be doing this. And I'm like, okay, calm down, guy. He's like, you guys can't live separately until you get married? I'm like, do you know the rent in Myrtle Beach? I'm a teacher, okay? Like, please. Why are you coming at me so hard? And so bottom line, he was like, you will not sing on stage in front of our entire congregation as you're living in sin. I said, what about the clapping corner? Can I be in your clapping corner? No, we cannot have you up on stage as you're promoting this kind of behavior. And I'm like, okay. And poor Mica, she's just sitting there probably just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And so I'm like, all right, can I serve with your kids? I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for X number of years. Can I please serve with your kids? No, you cannot serve at this church if you are living together, not being married. You need to get that straightened out. He handed me a CD. Here's a CD. Here's some more resources. Please get help. Stop living in sin. Stop living together. I was going to stick it out, guys. I was going to stick it out. I was going to stay at this church. I'm like, okay, Marissa, maybe you're the one who's crazy. Maybe you're the crazy one and you do need to do some soul searching. He preached a sermon on me the next day. Look it up, guys. It's still on YouTube. It's called Purity. I will try to link in the comments or post in the comments somewhere. And then I will be posting in a separate video the sections that go along with me and where I fit into the sinful world that he talks about. I do want to say this as well. One thing that Mica did say to me that I will never forget when her and I were talking. She's like, Marissa, she's like, how old are you? And literally the same age, 25. Yeah, I'm 25 with 94 babies. She's like, I'm 25 years old. I am a quarter of the way done with my life. She's like, don't you plan on living to 100? I plan on living to be 100. She's like, I have so much left to do. I've only gotten started. And like that, like even before all this came out, that like stuck with me. I don't know why. And now I'm wondering if it was the Holy Spirit. I'm not sure. I don't know, but it did. And I am posting this video as justice for Mica. Let's bring the truth to light.
Okay, so let's get the last one. Here we go.
He twists God's word. Satan said, did God say you can't have sex with anybody? No, God didn't say that. God said as long as we're married. Did God say you can't? God said as long as you're going to get married, it's okay. Joseph said. He was a great man of God. A man of God does not describe it as in, well, we love each other, so, a man of God does not describe it in, we're going to get married anyway. A man of God does not describe it in, what's the use of having a piece of paper with a marriage license? No, he was a great man of God. That's exactly why he refused to go near her, because he liked the way she looked. And he knew no matter how spiritually mature I am, no matter how smart I am, this is an area that I'm tempted in because I'm a man. It saves us money to live together, or it's closer to my work, or I don't care if it's $1 million, whatever excuse you have to disobey God, you're saying, God, I love this thing more than you, and then you ignorantly think this, but I still want you to bless us. If someone loves you, they want to, and listen, let me say about a marriage, husbands and wives, listen, ladies, your husband, if you're not a big giver in that marriage, and I mean you give, and both of y'all need to romance each other during the day. You need to give affirmation during the day so that when you're in the bed that night, you have a good time and you have fun. But listen to us, if you don't give in your marriage, the enemy will just like that send whoever or whatever he can. And I would hate to think that your husband's getting his needs met by a computer screen rather than his wife.
Wow, what a freaking hypocrite. Weren't we just reading how he's making up all these excuses to treat people the way he does? And how could he even judge when he cheated on his wife and to get, and then he cheated? Oh my God, I don't understand how he could even get up
Isn't
there.
that out of wedlock?
Yes, it is. Yes. What a whoosh.
Well, I like the
God,
part
I
where
can't.
she was saying that, he was telling her, you can't even be on stage. And I'm like, well, now he's off stage. So, I mean, we're up one,
Yes.
JP. But
Yep.
nobody won, obviously. Nobody's winning at this. It's just the red flags are all there. This is interesting.
How long? I wonder how long you think he'll take off for his time off or whatever.
I hope he doesn't come back, but if he does take time off, I don't think he'll take too much time off. He seems to really like attention.
That's true. That's true.
He really
I mean,
does.
how many other pastors are in that church? I wonder, like, is a possibility, like, if he doesn't come back, that it'll keep going, right? There's like a bunch of them. Is he the main pastor? I wonder.
I think he is.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the show Righteous Gemstones?
No.
Okay, so there's a show on HBO. It's with Danny McBride, and he is the son of a pastor. And he and his brother are kind of F-ups, but they're going to take over the family business of owning their big conglomerate church. When I was going through the Google reviews, I don't know if you saw one that was like from a month before, and it was talking about the Righteous Gemstones on there. It was kind of graphic, so I didn't. I mean, not graphic, but it was. I don't want to talk negatively about Mica, but it was there, and I thought, well, that's an interesting statement from somebody to make a month ago. Not new, not somebody that has an agenda to make him look bad. So I'm trying to pull it up right now, and then I'll read it. But
Yeah.
that's just what I had gotten from it. The Righteous Gemstone show, if anybody had seen it, because they're kind of like bad apples in the show, and that's kind of what they're making it sound like. So let me pull it up real fast.
Oh, look at this. So let me know when you're ready. But that Robert Harvey just posted this. It says, Mr. Miller, you're 6-op. Your wife's funeral just got over, and you're sitting at my bar drinking with a smile on your face like nothing happened. And then here's the receipt. So he was at the bar smiling. Did you see that? When was this
I
post?
did see it, and I saw a picture of him
Okay.
coming home from it too.
Nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Let me click on his and see, because he's been really covering it. Good, huh?
Yes, he has. Very well.
Oh, maybe it's in here. No, that's not it. Okay, that's what I just clicked on. This is the one where he was served legal papers. Oh, thanks, Bramstair. Thank you. Oh, okay, so she's seen it. Gemstones is a good show. Cool. Yep, I've never even heard of it actually, but
I found it.
Cool.
Do you want me to read it out?
Yeah, read it up.
All right. Of course, the second I say I found it, it went away. There it is. All right. He says, his name is Barry. He says, y'all ever watch The Righteous Gemstones? I went here with my cousin one Sunday, and after having a little backstory of the family and preacher, that church is like them Righteous Gemstone characters. Main reason being that preacher's wife is out here on Facebook posting videos of the preacher abusing her and they all doing drugs. So that's what y'all be paying for, funding the preacher's drug moolah? Not a church I will ever go to, and reminded me I don't need church to have a real relationship with our Lord, but I'll be praying for y'all.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. Wow.
So that was a month before, and he's talking about Mica, posting stuff about her husband abusing her. They're all doing drugs, and this isn't, a 10 hours after she passed on. This was a month before. Like it was very obvious, I think, to a lot of people.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that at least it's going to be even obvious to more people. Let me read this. I haven't seen this. That's her, right? Wow. Who's that, I wonder? It's a good picture. Is this her?
That's her.
Did you know if this is her? Okay. I mean this picture of the arm. I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure she had a
okay.
tattoo of a cross.
Okay. Yeah, look, there's some more. So they're showing. Okay, cool. I want to read what that says though. Let's see. It's when I go through a couple of pictures and see first and then. Okay. Let me go back. So what does this say? It said, it's taken a lot of time and thought to even think of what to say about this past week's events. First, I want to say my deepest condolences to Mica's family. I can't even begin to imagine what you all are going through. If anybody had the honor of knowing her or meeting Mica, you knew who she was as a person and just how much this world could use more people like her. I began going to Solid Rock in high school and left after high school shortly before I moved for a couple of reasons, none of which had to do with the church or the people at that time. I was a child, so so thankfully didn't see or know a lot of what was coming out now. But one thing I do know and did know is that she was a huge inspiration to me as a young woman. She was the reason I joined the coffee station during breaks to help the church and congregation. She was the reason I was so inspired to join the choir because she was such an amazing singer and sang with so much passion for the Lord. She inspired me as a young woman to pursue and burn for the Lord just as she did. And I always look to him in times of good and especially in times of struggle. After I had been going for about a year, I had seen her tattoo and heard the story behind it. It was the actual inspiration and first tattoo I got as soon as I had turned 18. Still is my favorite one. I just want to say during this time, it hurts to think back to all the times I had spent with her or at Solid Rock and wonder if there were things going on I never knew about or all the struggles and pain she might have been going through. But all I ever saw was her working hard and always smiling and praising the Lord through it all. I pray she's found peace and freedom from her pain. I'm sure you have heard, seen, or even believed some things. Have all heard or seen or believe some things. But one thing you have to believe is somebody, regardless of any mental issues, has got to be hurting to do this or have done this to them or have this done to them. I hope she inspires others to speak out for help during times of abuse or can have power to leave. She will forever be in my memory and heart. I hope she rests in peace. Okay, so that's her. Aw. So is she saying this is her tattoo? This might be hers that she got because of her, right? That's kind of what I was getting, or no? Or is this because didn't you take from it that she got the same tattoo or no?
Yeah. So I think she was emulating the one that Mike has on her hand right there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you, Melody. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it looks like all these are just kind of the same thing, but, yeah, I don't know. I think, I'm about to eat dinner, though. We got a HelloFresh cooking. I just texted my mom to see because I missed dinner yesterday because she brought it up, and
Nice.
so I'm gonna eat dinner with her. I wanna eat I've actually the last couple days, I've been eating it up here. So,
I said nice because that's like my dream. Like somebody just bring me dinner.
I know, I'm lucky. I am. I love
Yeah.
that, though, that my mom makes sure I eat good. Um, but, you cook, Amanda?
I cook a lot. I have
Okay.
3 kids and a husband and my mom, so I just imagine 3 meals a day for everybody. So I'm whipping
You're
it
a
up.
cooking machine.
I'm
Have you
whipping it
tried
up.
HelloFresh, dude? We love it, and it's
I love HelloFresh. It's just at some point it gets too redundant for me, but I do
okay,
love it and
okay.
I steal all their recipes.
Oh, yeah, my mom will use them over, like, herself, like, "Ooh, they're, like, some of our favorites." Yes, they're so good, and everything's so fresh, like, the
My
meat's always really tender and
my now famous stuffing like for the past 6 years is my stuffing and I will stop admitting soon that I stole it from HelloFresh.
That's funny. Amanda, share your TikTok and YouTube, guys. Amanda has a channel. You're focusing more on TikTok now, right? She
Yeah,
does true
I
crime,
like
so
TikTok. It's the same handle. It's you if you just go to TikTok, it's the same name. I'm not.
okay, cool. I
Yeah.
gotta. Am I following you? I don't know. I have to follow you if I'm not on TikTok.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'll have
I
to
think I found
see.
yours a while back.
I'm not on TikTok that much, but I think I might start to kind of utilize that a little bit here and there. I'll look at Misty. She says, my 2 faves on YouTube. Let's keep the fight. Micah started. Oh, thanks, Misty Gypsy on TikTok.
Hey, Misty Gypsy.
All right, Amanda. Well, I'm gonna go eat dinner. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
up and sharing that. And yeah, we'll definitely be
Yeah,
doing
let's
it
link up
again.
again. Yeah. Have a
Definitely.
good night,
All
guys.
right. Yeah, bye guys. Bye Amanda. Bye guys. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what she's cooking. We just got the order. We cook it 3 times a week. We get 3 dinners a week. And then she just was talking about maybe doing Blue Apron for a day, like doing that min or mix. But we don't want to give up HelloFresh because we love it. But we might try Blue Apron too. She said my aunt is doing Blue Apron and said it was if you just want already prepared stuff, you could get it. So we might try that one extra day. But yeah, I'm still trying to get a sponsor from HelloFresh because they sponsor YouTubers and like I would be great because we eat it every week and it is so good. I love it. Like I love the meat. I love the recipes. There's it's so rare if I don't like one of them. Like there's only one time I didn't like something where I was like, ew, I don't think I could eat it. But all the other times I have favorites, but all the other times it's good. They're all good. But I have like some that I like better than others. And I think, like I said, there's only one time that it was just like, ew, me and my mom both were like, oh, we don't like this. But like, it's so good. I love it, guys. Well, I'm going to wait to promote. HelloFresh, get a hold of me. I'd be a great sponsor because I really believe in the product. You know what I'm saying? When you could like really believe in something, I just really love it. Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks, Amanda. Again, thank you, mods. You guys are awesome. I still got to do my plaque opening. Maybe I'll do that later. I want to just kind of do that for itself, do that separate where I open my I still haven't even opened it. So yes, I'm dying to check it out. But I won't be able to hang it behind me until I go into the other room because I have nowhere to put it to show it, But all right, guys, you guys are awesome. Love you, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.